Nicholas Gaming here today. Now I'm going to talk about Lee from The Walking Dead Season 1. People say he's dead. Now, if you shoot Lee, he is actually dead. Lee's actually dead if you shoot him, but if you leave him, I really think he's alive if you actually do leave him. And here's the better option. Like, the better option is to shoot Lee, but that kinda is messed up because you feel more guilty of shooting Lee. He ain't gonna turn, son. Just remember a ton of things. This is gonna give a ton of information. Okay, so when the season progresses into season 2, you meet Carlos and all that. Carlos looks at the bite, thinks it's a lurker bite or a dog. Thinks it's a lurker bite. So you just wait till the fever sets in. Okay, so Lee, he did have a fever. It was hard for him to walk. Okay, but Lee kept on passing. Why would Lee pass out? Did anybody pass out when they were bitten? Well, Sarita kind of did, but she didn't wake up. Lee did. Okay, Lee passed out somehow. So, Lee got bitten. Should have cut it off right away. But Lee is still alive. Just let all you knows. Lee, if you leave him, he's definitely alive. This is what I really predict might have happened. So what happens is, remember when Ben in season 1, I think it was episode 2, Ben said, you meet Ben and his friend David, I'm pretty sure. So then they have a little thing, and then his friend doesn't make it. He was bitten, but he got bit and we cut it off right away. Not even like 15 seconds we cut it off. Okay, so, and then Ben says the bite is not the thing that does it. Now, I don't know if Ben's lying or not, because Ben, he got people killed. He killed Katja, Duck, and Carly, or Doug. He should have admitted it. Otherwise, Doug or Carly wouldn't have gotten killed. Now, another thing, after all the times Lee passed out, there's absolutely no way the bite should have done it. Because, like, he passes out so much. Okay, did you really count how many times he passed out in the game? Probably about 3 to 5 times he passed out in the game. Okay, that is kind of a lot of pass outs. So, maybe he got, maybe back at St. John's, his last, like, pass out besides the one when they were going through Savannah and stuff. So, mainly Lee passed out at St. John's, and maybe that did damage to the brain to make him come this way. So if he passes out, so after that damage with the gun to his head, I think he might have gotten like a high fever and hard for him to walk. Now here's one of the reasons why I think it's hard for him to walk. One, because of what happened in season 1, episode 1, where he hurt his leg. Now that might be one of the reasons it probably got worse by the time, because he kept on walking on it, so it might have gotten worse or something. I don't know, but Lee, like, maybe when he was passed out and Clem took him, he probably just got like a sickness or an illness to make him have a high fever and hard for him to walk. So Lee then couldn't get up, and then you either have to shoot him or leave him. Leave him, that's the best choice right there. Okay? Lee was a hero of the Clementine. And what would probably happen if you leave him? I think Lee might have went to Wellington. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. He might have went to Wellington. That's what I'm thinking. He was in Wellington somewhere, because after all those months, he might have survived somehow, and he might have gotten out of there as a human and recovered from his illness or sickness, then comes to Wellington, just travels up north, finds Wellington, says if he can stay there, he stays there. Clem and Kenny go there. If you stay at Wellington, I wouldn't do that, because then it's kind of a surprise if Lee returns. Now, if Lee does return, it'd be so shocking, but it was kind of stupid because of his death. I mean, the death would be kind of stupid in a way, but because a ton of people cried about Lee's death, man, because everybody misses Lee, dude. It's just, he was such a strong character, such a beating up machine. For 37 years old, that dude can kick ass, dude. It seems like he's in the army or something, son. I mean, that dude seemed like he went to martial arts or something, son, and learned how to fight, dude. I mean, Lee loved Clem. Now, what I'm predicting, this is what I hope happens in season 3. Lee abandons Wellington. They find Kenny. Okay, if season 2 wasn't a dream, Kenny, if you don't kill Kenny, I think you should actually kill Jane. Let Kenny kill Jane. Go with Kenny, guys. Freaking, you find the building. You try and see if Krista's there. Lee's probably at Wellington, guys. It makes a ton of people question. I've never seen anybody think of this before. But probably in season 3, Lee goes somewhere, and Lee finds Clementine and Javier, and they're gonna have like that cutscene, remember, in episode 2, no, at the end of episode 1, when it said next time on The Walking Dead or whatever, it said that, and then it would say like the thing with Kenny, like Clem would say, I thought you were dead or something, and people, it'd be like, and then Lee would be like, sweet pea, and then freaking people would just flip out, son. They would just be insane all over the place. And then Clem would talk about what happened to Omid and Krista, and what happened with the group she met, and with Luke, Kenny, Nick, and all of them. They had a baby and named it AJ. Now, I don't know if AJ's gone. I don't know if Kenny's gone, because I went with Kenny at the end. I know it was kind of a bad choice, but Kenny, I will never leave you. So, what happens is, and then he starts talking about Omid and Krista, what happened to Omid in the bathroom, and that's about 7 years after. If Clem can't actually remember, and then remember what happened to Krista, she'd probably say that Krista was, I said I missed Lee and all that. I missed you, and maybe talk about Krista and her baby. And she doesn't know if she's dead or not. Try to find her at Wellington. Maybe Lee could help Clem find Krista. I don't know if she's dead or not, because I heard a gunshot in the episode 1 of season 2. But if Lee returns, I hope at the very end of the game, you know what? Kenny's actually gonna die, people. Kenny's dying. Okay? If Kenny dies, if they kill off Kenny, goodbye, Kenny. Then it's gonna get into some arguments with Javier and Lee, and then at the very end of the game, it's gonna be Lee versus Javier. I mean Jesus. That would be the most insane battle ever. That'd be better. That'd be freaking 12 times better than Kenny versus Jane, son. I mean, dang, dude. Lee versus Javier. I bet more people would pick Lee, son, because Lee was just such a great character. But what if Javier becomes a great character to Clem? Like, takes care of her really good like Lee did. Who would you pick? I would actually pick Lee because Lee, I mean, he's older than Javier, but Lee seems more badass. He was born... He's an Atlanta man, son. He knows how to fight. And then Javier would probably be dead or something. And then you'd have to go with Lee. You could go with Lee. And Lee can kind of raise you again. Can kind of raise you if you can go back in time and go back to when Clem was 8 years old and make it better. So then Clem would be 8 years old, and then Lee would have another chance to take care, and then Lee would know everything that happened. Then Clementine would tell Lee everything that happened in her dream about the walker bite, all that. She would, the walker bite, she would know where the stranger was. She would know that he would know that her parents are dead. Lee would know a ton. And then Clementine would, but if it went back to that in season 3, I mean, if they somehow went back in time, you'd have to, it'd probably be better to play as the 8-year-old Clementine instead of Lee, because Lee, I mean, dude, Lee would be sad. And then, I mean, Lee is such a great character. I mean, that's what I think might happen, guys, with Lee, because those are a ton of the reasons why I think Lee is still alive. And tons of people do not think a ton of people think he's alive. I commented on Game Over ENT's video. It was last night. I commented that Lee was still alive about a ton of the things I said. It'd just be a shocker for him to return season 3. And if he didn't return season 3, it would be nice to see an angel of Lee, so Lee could guide Clementine to different things. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do is talk about Lee in this video and how he might come back. So peace.